All right, let's see here. Get the old share screen going. Just get this page loaded up here. All right, so here we are. Gonna try and make a game where there's a frog who tries to cross to the other side, and if he gets there, you get points and stuff. Oh, is Live 6 not published? I need to put that on the profile. Okay, Live 6. I think Live 5 is still broken, but I believe that I have fixed the bug that was causing all of those issues, so I think that that should no longer be a problem. This is a little bit weird. Right as I say I fixed bugs, I see weird behavior. Okay, I'll just delete one of them. That's fine. Okay. All right, so trying to operate in the complex parts as much as I can because they're like a higher level of abstraction. The higher that you go further up, more and more abstract, the less you should need to modify stuff, and it should be like easier and whatnot. But anyway, so first we do the run program, then I'm gonna create the background. Let's make it, 2-panel here. Change the background color. So I'm thinking it's gonna be blue, because it's water. Blue. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, it's a good blue. It's got that burn your eyes out, really nice blue. Oh my god, hold on. There was a viewer for a minute. Someone was actually watching and I missed it. Anyway. So we got that nice blue. Now here we're going to add another complex part here. Oh, actually no, wait. What am I thinking here? Being dumb. Sorry. Got a little distracted because there was a viewer. I was like, oh, this is so exciting. So let's add the lily pads because we want the frog to jump onto the lily pads, I think. Or actually, we just don't want the frog to get like eaten by stuff. So we're gonna have some stuff kind of going back and forth. We can work on lily pads a little bit further down the road. First, let's do the collisions of the frog. So we're gonna have some things. They're gonna be doing some of this. So let's get what eats frogs. What eats frogs? Snakes, birds, lizards. Okay. So let's we have our snake HTML emoji. Snake emoji. Copy. All right. So we're gonna have our snakes. And instead of a rock, it's gonna be a snake. All right. Now their location is gonna be kind of random. But what we want them to do is go on the screen back and forth like this. So let's do the pre-built. I think I have a go left, and then we can just modify it and make it go right. Yeah, so there's go left, And then we can modify this. Oh, actually, wait, let's just refresh to the left. So we're gonna take, oh, it's already looking so good. Let me just think here. So let's just take a look again at what happens here. So they go left. And then what happens after they despawn? Okay, so I probably don't want them to, necessarily start in the middle here. It's kind of weird. So I might have them kind of start on the right side. So their left position, I think I might make the maximum value 0, and then the minimum value -100. And then this is going to be, the minimum value is going to be 100, and the maximum value is going to be 200. And then I'm going to make this have infinite iterations. And so now they should start at some kind of random location, so they'll be kind of randomly dispersed, and they'll be traveling over, and then they'll pass all the way past it, and then they will respawn back on the other side and do it again. Let's see what happens here. If I did it right, but maybe I did it completely wrong. Their X translation here, -100. So their top, can be minimum value of 100. Okay, so this is probably incorrect. This should have been 0 to 94. Oh, my brain was just broken there for a minute. So this could be let's see, 10,000. Maximum value 0, minimum of -100. Oh, actually I want this to be 100, and actually this should be 200. Yes, because minimum would have been on the left. I want to go on the right side, and I want to go -100. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, all right. So they're going along. Let's just see what happens here. I think it should be nice and, oh, okay, that's not nearly enough. They need to go -250 view width. That should cover everything. They should just, let's see what happens here. Eventually they should come back around. Okay. But the amount of time it takes them to get there versus like how long it takes them to get back, there's just like none of them for a little while. Like I would like it to be a little bit more evenly distributed. And so this means that I need to make some of them a bit further out, I think. Or I can just make this a random duration. So that would be, I think, the best way to do that. So random number. All right, and then so right now at 10,000, that's how a bunch of them look. So let's do 10,000, and then let's do 20,000. So now they're going to be coming out in different speeds. Some of them are a little bit faster. Oh, you got to watch out. It's a little more complicated. Okay. And then, yep, here comes another one. All right, so we have snakes. Now I think we need to have the safe area and we need to have the destination area. So if you beat the snakes, you're gonna get to the level where there's the hawks. Because what were the other things that we'll have to re-Google it? What were the things that ate frogs? But so just starting off right now, let's. Oh, I need to hide this little thing here. Wait, taking up some space, unnecessary. Let's add in the bottom and the top layer. And so, oh, that's right. Let me squish this a little bit. I can remember how to do this. It's kind of annoying. I need to fix that. Whew. Anyway, I think I got enough of it resized. Okay, so we need a base and a top area. So, oh, geez, that was not what I intended. It was far more than I wanted. Okay, I'm just gonna reload this. Whew, I shouldn't have messed with that. That little middle bar there is not out of alpha yet. Okay, so we have our snakes. This is level 1. Let us now add in a thing on the bottom and a thing on the top. First, let's remove the scroll bars because can't handle that. Can't handle it anymore. It's bothering me. They're just freaking out over there. Remove scroll bars. Okay, now there is no more scroll bars. That's so much better. All right, so I'm gonna have to have my frog start on the bottom left here because my face is covering this whole portion of it, and I still haven't figured out how to move my screen so that way it's not showing my face right there. Super terrible. Might even have to just like rearrange the whole website so that way the left is the game because this is just so ugly. Anyway, so we have that. Let's go to, we have the basic functionality here. We're going to add an element. Let's make an element. Okay, and this is going to be, you know, text and div are technically the same thing. So we're going to call this the home base. We'll just put a little grass emoji HTML. You know, some little plants. Let's see if there's like a little grass one or something like that. Yeah, like something. This is nice. A little leaf tells you, hey, I'm at home. So this is 100%. The width is going to be 30 of the view height. The top is going to be 70 view height. Color doesn't really matter because that's an emoji. Then if we search for the background color here, this would be the background color for this window here. Let's make it green because it's kind of like our home base. Maybe not exactly green. We'll make it brown. So that way we can see the leaf. Yeah, the leaf will show up. We'll put a little, font size here just to make that leaf a little bit larger. 10 is probably fine. for the Z index. So there's a stack order, and that's the Z index here. Let's make that, a little bit larger. This should automatically be coming with a string here, but it wasn't. So let's just fix that really quick. Oh. Let me just check this. I bet there's one that's beyond it. Yep. Let me see what happens here. Yep, there's a much better one. It's already in there. It's just not at the top rated, so I just need to fix that really quick. All right, now we have a much better Z index in there. Okay, so Z index is 100. Okay, so now we have that. This is our little home base. You should be safe when you're in the home base. So that means that there should be no, snakes spawning this close. So we might need to fix that. And I think also it's a little bit large, personally. So I think I'm going to just cut that in half. Then I think I'm going to take the text here. I like it a lot, but I want like 7 of them or 6 of them. And I also want them to be aligned in the center. There we go, to the center alignment. Okay, now let's redo this. Okay, yeah, I need to fix the height. It's not exactly at the right height anymore. So let's see, height. The top position should be now at 85 view height. Okay, so now we have like our little lily pads here, and your frog guy is going to start there, and his maximum top position is 0 to 94 right now. The highest. Thank you, headphones, for turning off. Let me just verify that music is still working. Music, I have still audio. Okay. The highest that we would want would be 85. But that would be if we didn't even consider the height of the snakes themselves. So the snakes are 7.5. So the highest really would be like, I don't know, 77.5 or something like that. So I'm going to say 75. A little bit of leeway. They're not totally encroaching on the ground. They're being kind of nice. So let's make sure that this is 75. And this should make sure that we never have one of them colliding with you, before you spawn. Like right when you spawn, you're gonna have your frog. He's gonna spawn somewhere, and you don't want to, have collision. So now let's see, emoji HTML frog. Oh, got a frog. You could unlock other characters maybe that you could, play as in the future. But let's start with the frog. Oh, did it copy? Copied. Okay, now, normally I would have the frog spawn in the middle, but you can't see the middle of the game because it's being cut off because my face is covering it. Whew, if I could just figure out how to, fix that. Let's see. Any details here? Yep, no idea how to change that. Most likely just me Failing. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put the frog over here on the bottom left. And so let's make our frog. You know, if I use the spawn X elements, then it would automatically have the, you know, collision. But I have the collision right here, so I'm just going to add it into there. So eventually I'll make a more complex fragment to handle this. But for now, we're just going to make another element. And actually, it's just going to be another text element. But so we'll just copy this one. It's not going to look anything like that, obviously, but it's easier just to start with that. So we're just going to take that, put the froggy in there. We'll call him frog. We're also going to add this right here. We're going to add some basic functionality. We're going to add frog to it. So we have the pre-collision list A. So let's just check what the snakes are on. So the snakes are here. They're on collision list A. So let's put the frog on B. So frog is going on collision list B over here. Okay, and we're just going to delete that because that's basically the whole other thing it would have added. And we're just going to append to it a string. And it's going to be frog because I think it's capital F-R-O-G. So this will basically check for collisions between frogs and snakes, I believe. Let's see. This says B. This says B. And we also need to add the collision engine, which we have not added yet. So let's go back to the complex parts here. Add the collision engine. Boop. Takes a moment. All right. Collision list A, collision list B, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's just see what happens here. Okay. Okay, my frog still has all that formatting, the other thing. Okay, so, okay, and the collision worked. All right. Let me just fix this really quick. So the top was fine. The left, I'm gonna make it at actually I just need to remove the text align here. I don't want it to be center because that was made it hard for you to see the frog there. All right, so the top is fine, left is fine, color is fine, background color. I don't actually want that anymore. I want it to be transparent. The width is going to be the same as the font size. 10 view width. Great size frog, I thought. We'll see how that looks, long term, but I think it's a good start. Z index, I'm going to do 101. So it's just, on top of everything so far. So now we got our frog. All right. And so if the frog collides with a snake, it goes flying away. Okay, so let's just check the collision engine here. It's got a very low refresh rate of once per second, which is, the order of there are some games where that would be totally fine. This game, absolutely not. So let's do 200 milliseconds. And when they collide, what we want to do is basically, you die. So what happens? What kind of emoji will show up? Emojipedia. Okay, animals, nature, Travel in places. Oh, is there like a gravestone? Is that gonna show up here somewhere? Headstone, emoji, HTML. Is there anything like that? Oh, yes, there is one. Amazing. Okay, so it's going to turn into that. And it's just going to drop it right there. That's all it's going to do. It's going to turn it into a little, you know, it's still draggable, which is not exactly the best. I think I would have to actually delete the element and then recreate it to remove that. But, oh, that needs to not be draggable. Let's see. So here we have this. Let's just delete the draggable component of it. Should change here in a moment. Okay. Then, okay, so this is no longer draggable. Need to make it unselectable. And okay, yeah, so there we just died. Then what we can do is we can make it spawn a new frog if you have a certain number of lives left. And if you don't have any lives left, then it'll just game over. So first, let's make this unselectable because it was kind of annoying. So there's an unselectable fragment right there. Boop. Okay, so all right, good. It's not like messing up when I select anything here. Okay, so boop. Okay, so there needs to be an objective. If you die, you turn into a gravestone, so that's great. Then I could move it to the bottom left location here. Let's see. If I move that, I could create an element here. So let's say that I copy the information here for style. So let's say when a collision happens. Right now it's gonna, if it works, it's just gonna drop the gravestone back to the bottom left. Okay, so it did do that. It still allows you to continue dragging it, which is a little weird, but you know, things to be figured out. So that is fine there. And then what we're going to want to also do is create a gravestone at that location. So let's make an element. Okay, now add. It's going to be text, and this is going to be the gravestone or headstone, whatever. Okay, it's going to be headstone. The X location is going to be the current X location of this, your frog. So before we move it, this actually happens beforehand. We create the gravestone and then we move it afterwards. So we're going to take the left location. Is going to be, we're going to get element data. Oh, that's not how you spell element. Get element data. So we're going to get, we have the ID of a specific element. So the element that we're going to get is going to be this one right here. So we're going to get right here. We're going to get this element's ID. and we're going to get its X position, and then we're also going to get its Y position for the top. So let's take get element data, so that's X position, then duplicate here for the top, it's going to be the Y position. Okay, boop, 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 boop. This, the Y position, not the X position. The X position is this way. We want this way. Is it adding? Okay. Delete the X position. Now, gravestone. I'm not worried about making them unique right now. I'll get to that later. Okay, it made one. It's extremely small. 1, 2, it's draggable. Get the draggable crap out of here. Let's get this size larger. What's the size of my frog? Font size 10. 10 VW. That's how big I want my gravestone to be. Okay. Phew. Oh no, my frog is somewhere out in the distance. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it continues dragging afterwards, which is a little scary. Might need to, well, for now it'll have to just be a limitation of the game. Okay, so these are basically, you know, all the areas I've died. Oh my god, this it needs to be unselectable. Hold on. Okay, this style unselectable. Frog needs to be unselectable. I don't understand why I didn't have frog as unselectable in the first place, but did I press this button? Okay, I think I did now. Unselectable. Now, frog needs to be unselectable as well. Okay, let's try this again. Boop. 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 Oh, see, sometimes you can lose your frog. I might need like a respawn button because it looks like the frog can like fly off the screen. Let's see. What to do about that? How about not worry about it for now? Okay, these are not draggable. That's good. Okay, so my damn frog got lost again. So now there needs to be an objective. You need to be able to get to the other side. So we're gonna make another location, and it's gonna be, you know, where you're trying to get to. So this is going to be the goal. So goal. And for at the goal, there should be something there that entices you to go there. Maybe some flowers, or a frog. So flies, maybe. Flies, emoji, HTML. Oh, flies. Frogs would like this. Worms. We can just start with a fly. Just one fly. Actually, wait. Well, wait, why did we copy the frog? We don't want the frog. We want. Yeah, let's see. We copied both of them. That's totally fine. And by we, I mean me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boop. And the top is going to be at 0. And then, okay, we got our flies. So the goal is to get to the flies. You might say, this is so easy, right? Like getting to these flies is not very hard. There's only so many snakes on the screen. Who couldn't get to the flies? Seems like an easy thing to do. Well, first we have to add the collision to make it so that when you get to the flies, you actually get something. And then we can worry about stepping things up a bit. So I think the background color needs to be changed a little bit. It's kind of not exciting. Let's see what gold looks like. Go for the gold. I think I might here put actually, okay, so it's gonna be flies. It's also gonna be flag. I need like race flag HTML emoji, like the little checkered flag. Yes. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, so the frog is trying to get over to that. It's kind of. Oh, the headphones. Headphones trying again. Trying to turn off on me again. All right, so we have our objective that we're trying to get to here. Now we just need to add collision for this and then a specific collision case to make it trigger the launch of the next level. And then once we do that, then hopefully I can just add a ton of levels. So let's see here. Here we have our goal. We have the pre-collision list, modify variable. Let's duplicate that right here. We're going to add into it goal. This is going to be goal. And we don't want this to be on, this is what the frog was on. The frog was on B, so we want it to be on A. So now we're checking between the frog and this thing. So if the frog crosses that path, then we're going to say you win. Now, currently there are still snakes that are spawning behind here. So hopefully, I can adjust that, but we'll just leave it as it is right now until it becomes absolutely painful. So goal is now on there. So let's go back into the collision engine here. And here we have the collision response. We're going to do this. If we have a detection, right now it's just going to create a little death thing. So let's do an if else. So if the item that was on collision list A, I think that's what this was, if it's goal, yeah, if on collision list A, if okay, so this right here, if the element from collision list A, which we're gonna right now it says B, but we're gonna change it from B to A. Delete that. So here, if the item in A is equal to goal, then we're going to do things a little bit different. Otherwise, we're going to just we're going to do this modify element thing. So we're just going to create the, actually we're going to make this. So this is what happens if it's not the goal. You're going to spawn a gravestone, and you're going to move your character down to the bottom. So first we spawn the gravestone, then we move the character down to the bottom. That's going to be right there. Then once that's copied over, then we'll just delete that from the other portion. Okay, so it's there. Now, here is when the collision would normally happen. So we're just going to delete this make element. Delete this modify element here. Now, when a collision happens, first it's going to do an if-else check. And it's going to say, if this thing from collision list A was goal, then we're going to, right now it's just going to print to the console. If it was not, it's going to create a gravestone. So let's just make sure that this still works as expected. And it does. Okay, so it's still, if it does not collide with, and now here's the real check. You know, I don't like using this thing, but let's see, it's actually becoming difficult, and it works now. Okay, so it's detecting that I've passed that and saying my true string. Now when this happens, originally I was going to be kind and gentle and despawn all the other enemies. But because it's already starting to get late, I think I'm just going to make the game get progressively harder and harder. So when you pass that, first thing it's going to do is going to drop your character back down to the bottom. So let's make sure that happens. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to move you back down to the bottom. So if it's true, go back to the bottom. And then we're going to, actually true, we're going to the higher level fragments. So we're going to add complex fragments. And we're just going to duplicate this whole thing. Might need to rename it. Boop. Okay, so right now, if you get to the top, it's going to drop you to the bottom. It's going to double the number of snakes that appear. Let's just verify that this works as expected. Okay. God. Okay. Oh my God. I I clicked Clicked one of like the side buttons on my mouse. I hope that everything is still saved. Just cashing in. I need to have a counter, of course. Oh God. All right, so it's working. This is great. Okay. Okay. So now let's just start by first having some kind of counter. You know, like I need to display how my you know my kills and goals are, and also the number of snakes. I think that would be helpful. So yeah, right now it'll spawn 10 more randomly when you pass that level. So let's first add, let's go back down here to the basic elements, basic functionality. Okay, so let's do a variable. Make a variable. And we'll call this this variable here. We're gonna click make variable. We're gonna make a variable. Variable. There it is. Okay. So this is going to be deaths. And it's going to start off at 0. And then we're going to have 0. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm going to click then duplicate. So I have my deaths and I have my goals. Goals. Okay. And then I'm also going to make an event. So here I have my goal, and I could just put it kind of beneath that and left align it maybe. So maybe I'll just duplicate this so I can get most of the characteristics of it. Maybe I'll make it have like a low opacity, not really too visible, but at least you'll be able to see what's going on there. And so this I'm gonna need concatenate strings, or there might even be a pre-built one that I want. It's like concatenate string and reference a variable, something like that. Like reference a variable with a string. Let's see. String with collision count, string with timer count, loop count. I want a string with a variable value, but we can just do string with loop count. It's gonna get most of the stuff that I want there. So all right, so we can just delete the reference loop counter. This is going to say deaths. And then this is going to be, we're going to reference a variable. Just checking, verifying that there was no one watching. Help helps to make it less embarrassing. All right, so then we're going to reference the deaths variable. Deaths. Okay, delete this. Then let's add the another string to it. Let's just make it in one line, just for simplicity's sake, because, you know, it's getting to be 10:53. Just want to get the information in there, so that way, you know, we can get things going. Put a space, goals. Maybe we'll give it a couple spaces. I don't know if that's even going to work. Sometimes I think that like when in HTML, like if you put multiple spaces, it just drops it into one. We'll see. I might have to do like dashes or something like that. But this will be goals. Goals. And then what we need to do here is in the collision engine, if they die, so that's this one, we need to iterate on the death variable. So it's going to come down here. It's going to be at the bottom. Let's get the deaths. The value is going to be basically, you know, reference the variable. So it's going to reference itself and it's going to iterate one on top of it. Boop, push that down. And then we'll just copy this whole chunk up above it. But we'll change it to be, instead of this won't be deaths, it'll be goals. This will be +1. Then here we're going to duplicate this, and in the case where so here it was equal to goal, we hit the goal, true. This should appear like right around here. Okay, and it should be goals. It should be goals. I need to check the font size of this text that I have down here, because I think that it is going to be large, and also it's not in the right spot. So the top needs to be at, what was the height here? 15. So it needs to be at 15 view height. The font size needs to be 5 view width. That might even still be too much. Text align center. That might be okay. Nope. Okay, so first, yeah. Okay, so first of all, that's not correct. Reference variable deaths. Okay, let's not center it. Let's see what happens here. Also, it shouldn't be yellow like that. Background color, let's remove that. Yes, and so these variables don't even exist when this starts off. So these need to be pushed up. Let's go up further. That will probably fix that, because I'm basically creating something that is referencing it, and it doesn't even exist yet. This should go like in between here, I think. Okay, goals. Okay. That'll probably fix it. Okay, deaths, 0, 0. Interesting. Deaths, goals. Oh, this, I don't think this should matter, but this should just say text here, or display text. Display text. Okay, so we have deaths, 0, goals, 0, but this is, oh, this needs to be a string. That's the problem. That's not going to work. It's just going to, okay. All right. All right, so let's put this up here. Then I think it should be displaying the content correctly. These need to all be concatenated strings. And this should be goals. Awesome. Now, this, okay, so then what I need to do is whenever a goal or a death happens, I also need to modify this text element so that way it updates these values. So here we're going to modify an element. Let's just duplicate this functionality here. And so this is what happens when it dies. So this will be, we did modify element here. Okay, let's see. All right, so we're going to modify the element. And this is going to be, we're looking at the display text here. The idea is going to be display text, string. Oh, thank you. Thank you once again, headphones. That was awesome. Turning off. I'm just glad that it beeps before it turns off. Okay, so this is going to be display text. And then everything else I just want to stay the same. The only thing I want to change is to update the text value. So I'm just going to delete all this other crap. Goodbye animations. Goodbye style. All I want is text data to be replaced. So we're just going to go down here. We're going to take the text data that we have inside of here. We're just going to duplicate that. And so now it's basically going to take this whole text data. We're going to duplicate this and then put it right here where this modify element is. Let's just verify that this works. When we die, it should refresh the text. It should not only increase the amount of deaths, but it should update the text. Awesome. I fell off screen. All right, so then we just need to take the same thing, and then when we get a goal, so the action if true, here if it was a goal, we want to do the same thing. We just want to update that text. In fact, regardless, actually, we would probably want to update the text, so we could put it outside of this whole thing. That would be the very best. So, actually, I think maybe not. I don't think I'm going to put it outside of there because it may be different functionality depending upon what I want to do. I don't want to constrain myself and limit it in that way. So, all right, so we got our goals. Okay. Getting a pretty good number here. My collision is not nearly fast enough to make this a reasonable challenge. So first, let's just save it because it's something on its own already. It's fun for 3 seconds. It's like, oh, that was fun. Cool. So 200 milliseconds is my current. So gonna do 50 milliseconds. I'm not sure how accurate all of my windows are, but okay. Okay, it's gotten a lot harder. I think that counted. Oh, I threw my frog off. Okay, so you can throw. That's one of the challenges of the game is you can throw your frog off. You have to be careful with your frog. So, depending upon things, you might be able to still potentially skip over. Sometimes you can make it past. But at a certain point, I'm thinking it's going to become impossible. Maybe not. Maybe there's just so many frogs or so many snakes. I can't even. Still getting goals. Presumably, at some point, there would be so many collisions that it would be impossible for me to jump over it. But it's getting kind of thick now. Okay, I'm sort of passing the 1-to-1 kill to death ratio here. I am still getting some of them. My frogs are still making it if I go really fast. The frog is just like sitting amongst a thousand snakes and not even dying. And yet somehow I'm still failing at this. It's hard because I don't know which snakes are actually having real collisions with my frog. There's a lot of snakes now. There's definitely something to be figured out about the whole collision engine here with the spawning elements. Something is not exactly going right. I have a few frogs that are a few oh no, I lost my frog. Well, Let's just see how big this was. Boop. Boop, boop. Boop. Yeah, there's a couple pieces into the thing. So now, have to do what is always necessary, and play everyone's favorite game, break my computer. So let's go to the collision engine. Where they have the best computer breaking functionality. And we have a collision. We're going to do some modifications. Spawn elements. How many snakes should we spawn? Right now it spawns 10. How about 100? For every goal, 100 more snakes. Start off with 10. Makes you feel nice. I can handle this. This is reasonable. This is fine. Boom. No, it's not. I better get as many fucking points as I can. Oh my, going to get, I'm going to get one there. Oh, there's an opening. There's a small opening. Now the game is actually, oh my god, did I get one? It's actually pretty nice that it kind of sticks because you can just like pulse like 1,000 frogs right into death. Oh no, I lost my frog. Okay, I know how to play this game now. You gotta get as many. Oh no, you gotta get as many goals as you can right away. But you don't want to jump too far because then you'll lose your frog. Oh my gosh. Oh. 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. Oh, God. Let's see if I can bring him around here or something like that or glitch it. Oh God. I lost my frog. All right. Well, I didn't break the computer. Problem is, I can't break it. There's too many collisions going on there, so I need to make it harder. So let's spawn even more frogs. Where's my frog spawn? Collision engine. The game scales up pretty fast. Oh, something going on here. Uh-oh. Let's just refresh the left page here. Something weird happening. Okay. So when we spawned 100, couldn't crash it because I couldn't. So what, 10,000? All right. A couple little snakes here. I can handle this. This is nice. Flying around, feeling good. Oh, look at that. King of the world. Boom. Oh no. Oh no. He didn't even cross. I think that the browser just. Oh, okay. Well, I think I saved the game before all this. All right. Well, I think that's the end of it. So, looks like we achieved the goal. Have a good one.